All right, so we are diving deep today into this 2-hour podcast script.
Wow, 2 hours.
Yeah, it's called English for Public Speaking, Presenting with Confidence.
Okay.
And, you wanna conquer that stage in
Okay.
English.
Yeah.
And we're here to, extract the absolute best tips to make that happen.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because right off the bat, the script kind of starts by addressing something that I think a lot of people can relate to, whether they're speaking, in their native language or second language.
Oh, yeah.
It's that fear.
It's like that feeling you get right before you step up to the microphone, like your heart's pounding, your palms are sweating.
Yeah. But the thing is, this script reminds us that even seasoned speakers,
Right.
even native English speakers,
Yeah.
feel those nerves.
Oh, for sure.
The key is not to let the fear paralyze you.
So instead of getting stuck in that fight or flight mode,
Yeah.
the script suggests reframing those pre-speech jitters, right? Have you ever tried positive self-talk?
Positive self-talk. Oh my gosh, that can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It's about replacing those negative thoughts.
Like, I'm going to totally mess this up.
Yeah, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to freeze up
Everyone's going to laugh at me.
with positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I've prepared well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to share my message.
Yeah, it's like giving yourself a pep talk in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know? You got this.
Yeah.
Now, once we've tamed the fear factor,
Yeah.
right? The script dives into the structure of a killer speech.
Okay.
It's all about having a clear roadmap, right?
Absolutely. The script emphasizes this simple but effective 3-part structure.
Okay.
Introduction, main body, and conclusion.
Hmm.
Think of it like a delicious sandwich.
Okay, I like where this goes.
You got your top bun, you got your filling, and your bottom bun. Each part has a specific purpose.
All right, I'm hungry now.
I know, right?
But I get the analogy.
Okay, good.
So how do we make that top bun, the introduction, really grab the audience's attention?
So the script suggests starting with a bang,
Okay.
something that instantly hooks your listeners.
Yeah.
You could pose a thought-provoking question. You could share a compelling quote, or even reveal a surprising statistic.
So it's like a fisherman casting a line. You want to reel them in from the very beginning.
I like that, exactly.
What about the main body of the speech, the sandwich filling?
So this is where you get to the meat of your message.
Okay.
The script recommends breaking down your content into 3 or 4 key points, just like the main ingredients in your sandwich filling.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to just state those points.
Right. You need to back them up with evidence, examples, data stories, or even analogies to make those points stick.
Exactly. And this is where the script gets really practical.
Okay.
It advises us to think about our audience.
Right.
Who are they? What are their interests and expectations?
And then tailor our language and examples accordingly.
Exactly.
So we're not using jargon that goes over their heads, but we're also not, talking down to them.
It's all about finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance between being informative and engaging. And then, of course, we have the conclusion,
Okay.
the bottom bun of that sandwich.
This is where we wrap things up and leave a lasting impression, right? What kind of bread should we use for this all-important bottom bun?
Well, the script suggests a few options.
Okay.
You can summarize your key points, leaving the audience with a clear takeaway. Or you can end with a powerful call to action, inspiring them to do something with the information you've shared. Or maybe even a thought-provoking question that lingers in their minds long after the speech is over.
Yeah. You want to end on a high note.
Yes.
Leave the audience wanting more.
Exactly.
Now, before you even get to the delivery part, the script offers a really smart tip about cue cards.
Oh, yeah.
Cue cards. Aren't those old school?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they're still incredibly effective.
Oh.
The script suggests using cue cards with key phrases instead of trying to memorize your entire speech word for word.
Oh, I see what they're getting at. It's about reducing that cognitive load.
Yes.
Especially if you're speaking in a second language.
Exactly. Having those key phrases as prompts can help you stay on track and avoid that dreaded moment of going completely blank.
So less memorizing, more conversing, more confidence. I like it. Now, what about actually delivering the speech? The script dives into some pretty powerful phrases, right?
It does. It provides a whole arsenal of expressions that you can use for every stage of your speech, from opening to transitions to closing.
And this is especially helpful for those who might be nervous about speaking English in public.
Right.
Having those phrases at your fingertips can boost your confidence. I'd love to hear some examples.
Oh, sure.
What are some of your favorites?
Well, for openings, the script offers phrases like, "Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today."
Yeah.
Or, "It's a pleasure to address such a distinguished audience."
These are great for setting the tone, establishing a rapport with your audience.
Yeah.
What about transitions?
For those smooth segues between points. The script suggests phrases like, now let's move on to our next key takeaway.
Yeah.
Building upon that idea. They help guide the audience seamlessly through your speech.
It's like having those little road signs that keep the audience on track.
I like that.
What about when you're explaining data
Yeah.
or giving examples?
The script suggests phrases like, for instance, let's consider the case of, or, as you can see from this chart.
Oh, yeah.
These are great for adding clarity and making your points more concrete.
It's like saying, hey, look, I've got evidence to back up what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And then for those all-important closing remarks,
Yeah.
the script provides phrases like, in conclusion, I'd like to leave you with this final thought, or to sum it all up.
I love those.
These phrases signal that you're wrapping things up and leave the audience with a sense of closure.
Yes,
But it's not just about the words, is it?
you're right. The script emphasizes that delivering a great speech goes beyond just reciting words. It's about connecting with your audience on a human level.
It's about bringing your message to life. So what are some of the script's tips for achieving that natural delivery and captivating an audience?
Well, one of the key takeaways is to imagine you're having a conversation with a friend.
Oh,
Adopt a conversational tone, as if you're sharing something you're genuinely passionate about.
so no more monotone drones.
Right.
The script suggests varying our pitch and speed
Yes.
to keep the audience engaged.
Think about it. When you're excited about something, your voice naturally goes up and down. You speed up when you're eager to share something and slow down when you want to emphasize a point. It makes sense, right?
And those strategic pauses,
Oh, yes,
silence can be incredibly powerful.
it is.
Gives the audience a moment to absorb what you've said. It creates a sense of anticipation.
It's like the beat in a piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
The silence between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
And the script also highlights the importance of nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
It's about using our bodies to tell the story along with our words.
Think about hand gestures, facial expressions, and even eye contact.
Yeah.
These nonverbal cues add another layer of meaning and help us connect with the audience on a deeper level.
The script even suggests recording yourself to identify any distracting habits or areas for improvement.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What do you think of that?
It's like having your own personal speech coach right in your pocket.
Yeah, you can analyze your tone, your pace, your body language, and even your facial expressions. It's a great way to become more self-aware and polish your delivery.
It's amazing how much we can learn from simply watching ourselves.
So we've covered conquering fear, structuring a compelling speech, and delivering it with confidence.
Like you have.
But what about the part that often sends shivers down speaker spines?
Oh.
The Q&A session?
Yeah, the dreaded Q&A.
It can feel like walking a tightrope, right? You're up there exposed, and anyone can throw you a curveball question.
Yeah, it's definitely a situation that calls for quick thinking and composure.
Right.
But you know what's fascinating is how the script reframes our perspective on Q&A.
Okay.
Instead of seeing it as a minefield,
Yeah.
it encourages us to view it as an opportunity.
An opportunity to potentially make a fool of yourself in front of everyone.
Well, no, not quite. It's more about seeing the Q&A as a chance to further engage with the audience.
Okay.
To clarify any points that might not have been clear during your speech.
Okay.
To address their specific curiosities.
So it's less about being put on the spot and more about having a conversation.
Exactly. And the script equips us with some really helpful tools for navigating that conversation effectively.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, for starters, it offers a range of phrases to acknowledge those questions and demonstrate active listening.
Okay.
Instead of just blurting out an answer, you could say something like, "That's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Let me address that."
So it's about making the audience feel heard and respected.
Precisely. It shows that you're taking their questions seriously and that you're genuinely interested in engaging with them.
Right.
And you know what I find particularly helpful is the script's advice on how to handle those curveball questions.
Okay.
The ones that you might not have an immediate answer for.
Oh, those are the worst. That feeling of your mind going blank while everyone stares at you.
Yeah,
It's like stage fright on steroids.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But the script suggests a very graceful way to deflect those questions without losing your composure.
I'm all ears.
Instead of panicking or saying, I don't know, you could use a phrase like, "That's a great point. I don't have that specific information at hand, but I'd be happy to look into it further and get back to you."
That's brilliant. It's honest, it buys you some time, and it shows that you're committed to providing a thorough response.
and it reinforces your credibility even when you don't have all the answers at your fingertips.
The script really emphasizes the importance of staying calm, composed, and in control during the Q&A.
It's about projecting confidence, even if you're feeling a bit shaky on the inside. And remember, the audience doesn't expect you to be a walking encyclopedia. They appreciate authenticity and a willingness to learn.
Speaking of authenticity, I love how this script encourages us to view the Q&A not just as a test, but as a chance to showcase our expertise and passion for the topic.
Right. If a question sparks a tangent that you're genuinely excited about, don't be afraid to explore it.
Yeah.
Share your insights, your experiences, even your personal anecdotes that relate to the topic.
It's about turning those unexpected questions into opportunities to connect with the audience on a deeper level.
And, sometimes you might get a question that's critical or even hostile.
Oh, yeah.
The script doesn't shy away from addressing those tricky situations either.
It definitely takes a certain level of skill to navigate those waters gracefully.
It does. And the script offers some really valuable advice. For example, it suggests acknowledging the questioner's perspective.
Okay.
Even if you disagree with their viewpoint, you can say something like, "I understand your concern, and it's certainly a valid point."
That immediately diffuses the tension and shows that you're listening with an open mind.
Exactly. And then you can reframe the question in a more neutral way and provide a concise, factual response.
It's about staying professional and objective, even in the face of criticism.
And if a question is truly inappropriate or completely off topic, the script reminds us that it's okay to politely decline to answer. You can say something like, "I appreciate your question, but it's not directly related to the topic at hand. Perhaps we can discuss it further offline."
It's about setting boundaries and maintaining control of the conversation. We've talked a lot about techniques and strategies, but I think it's important to remember that a successful Q&A session also hinges on mindset.
Absolutely. The script emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive attitude throughout the Q&A. Even if you encounter challenging questions, try to view them as learning opportunities and chances to showcase your expertise.
It's about seeing the Q&A as a collaboration, a chance to share knowledge and insights with the audience. And who knows, you might even learn something new from the questions themselves.
It's that beautiful exchange of ideas that makes public speaking so dynamic and rewarding. But it's not just about the intellectual exchange, is it?
You're right. The script also delves into the emotional aspect of public speaking, particularly the importance of confidence.
Confidence. It's the secret sauce, the magic ingredient that can elevate a good speech to a great one. But it's not something you're born with, is it?
Definitely not. I think most people, myself included, have experienced those moments of self-doubt, especially when it comes to speaking in public.
And what's great about this script is that it acknowledges that feeling nervous is completely normal. Even the most seasoned speakers experience those pre-speech jitters.
But it's about not letting those nerves control us, right?
Exactly. The script reminds us that confidence is not about being perfect. It's about believing in ourselves and our message. And it's something we can cultivate through practice preparation and a positive mindset.
It's like building a muscle. The more we practice, the stronger our confidence becomes.
And the script offers some really practical tips for boosting our confidence, like using positive self-talk, visualizing success, and focusing on our strengths rather than our weaknesses.
It's about shifting our internal dialogue from fear and self-doubt to empowerment and belief in our abilities.
And one of the most powerful things we can do is remind ourselves that even if we make a mistake or stumble over our words, it's not the end of the world.
Right. The audience is there to listen and learn not to judge our every slip-up. And often they don't even notice those little imperfections as much as we think they do.
It's about giving ourselves permission to be human and embracing those imperfections as part of the process. And remember, even if you feel nervous on the inside, try to project confidence on the outside.
Stand tall, make eye contact, smile, and let your passion for your topic shine through.
Because when you're genuinely enthusiastic about your message, that energy is contagious. It captivates the audience and makes them want to listen.
So we've covered a lot of ground, from calming those pre-speech jitters to handling those tricky Q&A moments. But before we move on, I think it's worth emphasizing the importance of practice.
You're absolutely right. The script encourages us to make public speaking a regular part of our lives, whether it's practicing for 5 minutes a day joining a Toastmasters club, or simply seizing every opportunity to speak up in meetings or social gatherings.
It's like any skill. The more we practice, the more comfortable and confident we become.
And what's really fascinating is how the script encourages us to find our own unique speaking style.
It's like we're all given these amazing instruments,
Yeah.
our voices,
Right.
but we have to learn how to play them in a way that feels authentic and resonates with our audience.
It's a beautiful analogy. And, one of the things that struck me about the script is how it emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to public speaking.
Right.
It encourages you to experiment,
Okay.
to find what works best for you.
So it's not about trying to imitate some famous speaker or fit into a mold, but about embracing our individuality.
Exactly. It's about letting your personality shine through,
Right.
whether you're naturally witty, analytical, or a master storyteller.
Think about some of the speakers you've enjoyed listening to.
Yeah,
They probably all have very distinct styles.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Some might be high energy and animated,
Right.
while others are more subdued and thought-provoking.
Right.
The key is to find what feels authentic to you and aligns with your message.
And that might take some experimentation.
Yeah.
The script encourages trying different techniques, even stepping outside of your comfort zone.
I've always admired speakers who can weave humor into their presentation.
Oh, yeah.
It can be so disarming and engaging.
I agree, but humor can be tricky, can it?
It can.
It has to feel natural and appropriate for the audience and the occasion.
Right. And what's funny too, one person might fall flat with another. I think the key is to not force it.
Right.
If you're naturally funny, let your humor shine through. But if not, don't feel pressure to be a comedian. There are other ways to connect with your audience.
Like storytelling, for example. The script actually emphasizes the power of incorporating personal stories into our speeches.
Stories can be incredibly powerful tools. They create a sense of connection, evoke emotions, and make abstract concepts more relatable.
Yeah.
Think about it. We've all been captivated by a well-told story.
It's like that campfire moment where everyone gathers around to listen. The script even challenges us to think about a personal story that we could weave into our next speech.
It's a great exercise, isn't it?
Yeah.
To reflect on those experiences that have shaped us, that connect to our message, and that might resonate with our audience.
It's about adding that human touch, that layer of authenticity that makes a speech truly memorable.
And, sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that reveal our vulnerability.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing those moments when we face challenges or made mistakes can actually make us more relatable and build trust with the audience.
It's about being genuine and letting the audience see our human side. But it's not just about stories. The script also reminds us that public speaking is an art form.
It is. And there's always room for creativity and innovation.
So we don't have to be confined to a rigid script or a boring slide deck.
Right. We can use visuals, props, music, even interactive elements to create a more dynamic and engaging experience for the audience.
Imagine a speech where the speaker uses a physical object to illustrate a point,
Yeah.
or incorporates music to evoke a particular emotion.
It's about thinking outside the box and
Yeah.
making the experience multisensory.
As we wrap up this deep dive into this public speaking script, I'm struck by how much valuable information it packs into just 2 hours.
I know, me too.
We've unearthed so many practical tips and strategies to boost confidence, structure speeches, use powerful language, and engage our audiences.
It's like the treasure chest of public speaking wisdom.
But beyond the techniques, I think the most important takeaway is the emphasis on authenticity and finding your own voice.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Public speaking is ultimately about sharing your unique perspective and connecting with others.
So as you embark on your own public speaking journey, remember to embrace your individuality, practice your craft, and never stop learning. And most importantly, have fun.
Happy speaking.